Now, kind of a late start. I had everything set up really early, and then just one thing after another just fell backwards. So, there we go. And hopefully today we don't get any echoes because I've got the sound on the laptop turned off. So there shouldn't be any echoes. And here we go. One person there. Yeah, Craig Betts. Hi, Craig. How you doing? Good to see you around again. Yeah. It's weird weather we're having. It was hot, super hot and sunny this morning. I was going to get the big umbrella out, and then it got really, really cloudy, and it's just kind of back and forth now. So I've got an umbrella over the laptop for the shade and the glare, and in case it starts to rain. You never know around here. You never know. I think you can see the clouds right up here over my head there, the thick dark clouds. So how you doing today, Craig? What's on your mind? Anything to think about or talk about? Oh, you're in New Brunswick. Oh yeah, good weather back there, eh? Lucky you. I bet you it's pretty windy out there a lot, though. I hear they get some really serious winds out that way. But I'm glad to hear you're getting good weather. Good weather generally everywhere, especially in BC lately. It's been really, really nice. But we do need some rain. I just hope it doesn't happen today on my live show while I'm sitting here. Although I do have an umbrella. I'm having popcorn for the breakfast this morning. Popcorn. I ran out of eggs and didn't realize it. I'm gonna have popcorn. Man, I'm really tired today. Been up about half the night. Holy cow, 26 degrees in New Brunswick. Holy cow, that's hot. That's 56. That's 82 degrees, I guess. Not as bad as I thought, but pretty darn hot. Pretty warm and muggy here too. Just now with the cloud overcast, it's more muggy than warm. Oh, this popcorn tastes good. Anyway, yeah, I've got some notes too. I can never remember stuff, so I'm getting old. My memory's old. So yeah, I was up half the night with my Crohn's last night. It was horrible, just horrible. Like, I don't sleep well anyway, mostly because of the pain in my body from Crohn's related stuff and fibromyalgia, whatever else is going on with me, osteoarthritis or whatever. Don't sleep much well because of the pain, and then you get other symptoms on top of that. It's brutal. But last night, I don't know what it was. It felt like heartburn, but it's kind of like it was different. So it was like heartburn and indigestion all in one, and I couldn't figure it out. So I was in such pain, such serious pain. So I got up and took one of my heartburn medications, and it didn't go away. So I got up a few minutes later, and I took my enzymes, and that took care of it. So that just proved to me that it wasn't heartburn. It was like acting like heartburn, but it was more indigestion than anything. Because if the enzymes take care of it, it's some sort of indigestion, acid indigestion, or something going on in the stomach in that area. But if the heartburn meds take care of it, then it's up in the esophagus and where the heartburn happens and stuff like that. So sometimes it's really hard to tell. Last night it was just brutal. So I was awake all night. I'm tired. Hopefully I can stay focused this morning and see what happens. But let's see if anyone else shows up. It seems like everyone's late. I'm behind, so I'm going to eat my breakfast. So other than that, how's everything out in New Brunswick, Craig? any forest fires, like bad ones out there now. I think most of ours in the west are either out or dying out, especially in this neighborhood here. Excuse me while I eat. But not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, I was listening to the radio, and I said there was over 600 fires in Canada alone, and apparently over 300 of them, or more than half of them, they said that they were uncontrollable. They couldn't do anything about them. And I thought, this is really weird and bizarre. It's like, you know, I grew up in BC in Canada, and you know, watched everything going on, and you know, I don't know what year it changed, but suddenly we started getting way more forest fires than we ever had. Before, in my youth, you know, there's a few fires. They went out there, they put them out, they did a great job, and now they're just rampant everywhere. And they say almost half of them are have started on purpose by arsonists. That's nuts, and they have proof of this at the police departments all across Canada. And in Alberta, I think there was one lady that was caught starting 36 fires or something. That's insane. That's just insane. Why would people do this? It's crazy. So back in New Brunswick, nothing bad in forest fires. And you missed all the rain that Nova Scotia got. Wow. I guess they got a lot of rain. I never hear about that because I don't watch the news much, but yeah, we only had one good solid I don't know, 12 to 24 hours of rain, and that was it. And then it just warmed right up again. But we needed it. We definitely kind of needed it. How you doing, Mr. Billy T, unedited? How's it going down in your neck of the woods, down in Wisconsin? It was on the tip of my tongue, Wisconsin. How's everything in Wisconsin? How's the weather there? Any fires going on? Any news to report? Wow. Okay, I guess that's in Nova Scotia. Craig Betts says a lot of damage. It was like 3 months worth of rain in 24 hours. And 4 people died in the flooding? Holy cow, that is a lot of rain. 3 months worth of rain, that's a lot of rain. The sky exploded, man. Wow, that's crazy. I never heard of that. And 4 people died because of the rain and the flooding and everything like that. Wow, that is crazy. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, the weather patterns have really changed a lot since we were younger. I know they're controlling the weather patterns and stuff with this, the chemtrails and all, whatever else they're doing out there. I know they've got reports on it. They've talked about it openly. They're even right now talking openly about actually killing off, I don't know how many billion people, but they want to end up with, I think it's 1 billion people and then 500 million people as a core population. It's like crazy. Where are they going to get rid of all the other 7 or 8 billion people? Like, who gets to decide who has to die? Like, this is nuts. The whole world is nuts. Wow. Hello, John. How you doing, John Jarvis? How's it going? How are you doing today? We're doing pretty good. Me and Craig Betts and Billy T. So far, we're doing great. Hope everyone else is doing good. And I can't remember where you're from. I think it's either Michigan or Wisconsin, isn't it, John? One of those 2 states? I can't remember now. I'm going to say Michigan. Let me know, please. Okay, Craig, I'll do that later after we get off the live. He says do a Google search for more info on the rainfall and the flooding they had in Nova Scotia. It was apparently really, really bad. So I'm definitely going to check that out. See, it's a good thing I got my notebook, eh? Google flooding. Scotia. There we go. I knew there was a reason I brought a notebook with me. It wasn't just to read my own notes, it's to write them down too. Oh, now I've got something on my... Oh. Get out of my way. Where are you? Yes. Yes, Craig, I'm still at the old Burntown gas station, the co-op gas station. I'm still out in the front. They've fenced off the back in there, so nobody can park in there. So I just park out in front now because they're waiting for the ICBC money to come in before they start building. They don't want to spend their own money to build the gas station and make more money. They'd rather wait and lose money and just spend ICBC's money when it comes in. That's how business works. They spend other people's money all the time. But I don't know how long it's going to take because ICBC is really slow and everything. So it might take a long time for them to get their money and rebuild that station. So, you know, I can hang out there until I start seeing trucks and people and workers showing up. I can just hang out there for a while. But brings me to part of my point for today is I don't want to hang around here too much. I want to get going. But that's part of what's going on right now in my situation, and it's slowing me down. But yeah, I'm still hanging out by the gas station there, the burned out one. It's basically right beside Bigfoot. There's a welding shop in between, but yeah, still hanging out here. I mean, it's nice here. The island is fantastic. The island year-round has great weather, even in the winter usually, except for the last 4 that we've had here, 4 or 5, I think. But yeah, but I'd like to move about and get, you know, go out and do more things and travel farther and farther now that I'm getting mostly set up. I got the propane tanks in and everything like that, so it's not about fuel, so just about all the other setbacks and holdups. So John, you still haven't told me what state are you in? It's either Wisconsin or Michigan, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm going with Michigan, but let me know. I know you told me before, but my memory sucks. Excuse me. So Billy T's on upper Wisconsin, Michigan border. Okay. Oh, there you go. Hello, Darlene. How you doing? Good to see you too, although you see me, but I don't see you. Maybe you can sing for us. Yeah, I was thinking about that. And I almost just about did, but I thought I'd wait a bit. Maybe more people show up, but I was thinking about it. I don't know why you guys like me singing, but some people think I like to sing. Okay. Here's some interesting stuff. I'm going to turn this a bit more this way, so when I lean in, you can still see me. John Jarvis. Okay, I was right. Michigan. John Jarvis is in Michigan. I was right, but he says here, my team just cured another terminal stage 4 lung cancer patient. And then he says, I am witnessing miracles regularly. I'm assuming you're in the, you know, the medical hospital industry, or, you know, in a specific area such as cancer or just lung cancer. Wow, that's crazy. So you're part of a medical team then. I did not know that before. It's good to know. But yeah, well, that's good. That's good. I like to hear about miracles and that, and people curing cancer and stuff like that, because I know they have a number of cancer cures for cancer, but they don't want to give us those ones. They want us to beat it the hard way or something. I don't know. I'm sure you have a lot of background knowledge in this area, John. I'm pretty sure they don't seem to want to make us healthy anymore because they make more money keeping us sick. But that's great. I'm glad to hear that you and your team are healing people, and from stage 4 as well, stage 4 lung cancer. That's crazy. Way to go, John. You and your team, give yourselves a pat in the back for that, because we need more healthy people, more cures and that, and less negative stuff. Very much for sure. Darlene Miller says she believes in miracles. Yeah, I believe in miracles too. I think I've had a couple of my life. I'm pretty sure, especially lately with that explosion. I can't believe I didn't blow myself up in the whole place and everything. I got the best scenario out of a bad situation. I was so lucky on every level, so lucky, and I do believe in miracles. Oh, okay, now I get it. So, John, you're doing the Rick Simpson stuff, I'm assuming, CBDs and all that kind of stuff. John says he grows cannabis and makes oil from it himself and I'm assuming that's for himself maybe, and for patients, though, mostly for patients, I'm sure. But that's great. Yeah, that stuff is supposed to be amazing. Tommy Chong apparently cured his cancer with Rick Simpson oil. And a lot of people, famous or not, but a lot of people are curing their cancers and that with Rick Simpson oil. It's amazing stuff. And I don't know why the elites or the government, the money people, all those are stepping on it, because it, like I said before, they don't want us to get better. They want to keep us sick so they can make millions and billions of dollars off us. Wow, that's crazy. Way to go, John. That's great. Keep up the good work, and keep healing people, and keep getting the word out there, because we need a lot more positive medical treatments, and a lack of the bad ones we got now. Oh my God! Wow, that's cool. So you met Rick Simpson, eh, John? You must have met him. John Jarvis says, I learned to make the oil from Rick Simpson himself. So we must have met him, and that would be great. I'd love to meet the guy. I would have loved him. I can't remember when he started coming out, mid to late 90s or something. I can't remember. It was a while back, but I saw it right away, and I thought, yeah, this guy's on to something really big, and hopefully it gets big. And I believe they tried to shut him down many times or something, but sorry, I've got things in my teeth. So Billy T's 1 hour from Lake Superior South in Wisconsin, at the edge of Michigan. I'm not sure what you're asking there, Billy T. How's the food pantry doing? Well, it's not so bad. I keep what I can in the house, the non-perishable stuff. And anything perishable, I usually have to get that day by day or every second day or something like that. But my food pantry is doing all right. First thing first is I always make sure the girls got food. After that, I check and see if I got food for me. But yeah, the food pantry is doing well. We're hanging in there. It's all the other stuff that's either expensive or slowing me down or something for one reason or another. So I'm sure you read this, John, but unedited, Billy T says, John, you can use the cannabis oil for a muscle rub. I didn't hear of that before, but that makes sense that it would have multiple uses, and not just internal either. But I'm sure you know all about that, John. I'm sure you know every possible use for cannabis oil there is. I'm just wondering if there's something going on today. It's not Mother's Day or not, but so far a lot of people haven't showed up yet, but only a few people, I should say. I love popcorn. Sorry, I'm just stuffing my face. Hi, Carl Simpson. How you doing? Oh, that's okay, Carl. Carl says he hasn't gotten back to the post office to mail off my fishing lures. That's okay. That's cool. It's going to be a while before I'm going to fish for bass anyway. I don't think it's the right time of year for bass. I'm not, at least here. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check into that. But, no hurry on that. That's great. I'm glad you're sending him off anyway. But he also said he didn't get around to it because his COPD hits him hard in the heat. Yeah. Yeah, I had COPD, and then I went into full emphysema. And it's a crazy, that's horrible. Yeah, and it really slows you down. It's not fun. Yeah, it's bad. But I quit. I was smoking. I smoked for pretty much 40 years, 40 years, and then I quit because they said I had emphysema. And so I thought, yeah, I can't keep going like this. So I quit, and actually everything turned around. So I'm back into the um, bad or upper levels of COPD, but I've come back out of emphysema. So quitting smoking does make a huge difference, and I'm living proof of that. So if you're a smoker and you're suffering COPD or emphysema or anything, or you're getting close, eventually you'll get close to that, you should just quit. Smoking cigarettes is one of the worst things you do, especially tailor-mades. Natural tobacco that's been untainted is actually not too bad. You smoke a couple of cigarettes a day, no big deal. But these tailor-mades are full of harsh chemicals, and they put them in there purposely to try and get us sick and keep us sick, so they can make billions of dollars. So yeah, so sorry to hear that about your COPD. I don't know if you've smoked or not in your life, Carl, or if you're smoking now or whatever. Um, but yeah, if you are, just quit smoking cigarettes. Cigarettes are one of the worst things on the planet. Yeah, terrible, terrible as well. Yeah, Darlene knows the idea. There's more money in surgery and drugs. Yeah, I think the future is in what we eat, herbs, oils, and cannabis. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the future for us. The future for the rich people that are controlling everything. They just want to keep us sick and unhealthy and make billions of dollars. But the future for us as individuals, and we should jump on the bandwagon, is a lot more herbs and oils, cannabis, and a lot of the healthiest food we can. And I'm going to get into more of that down the road. I've made some stuff at home that I haven't showed you yet, and I'll show you some healthy stuff that's very inexpensive, super healthy, and keep you alive and healthy for a very, very long, long time. Yeah, crazy. So John's throwing this out there. I don't know if you are reading all the comments on that, but John Jarvis is throwing that out there. If any one of you ever need his help with the oil, the cannabis oil, Rick Simpson oil, just ask him. Just ask him. So if you need help with that kind of stuff, contact John Jarvis and let him know what you need and what you want to do, and I'm sure he'll find a way of getting the things to you or the information or whatever. Yeah, that's great. That's great, John. Yeah, I'm a big believer and a fan of the Rick Simpson oil, any CBDs or any good quality cannabis oil, for curing diseases inside, like especially cancer. I mean, it's amazing how much. Good. Carl Simpson says he stopped smoking 6 years ago. Good, good, good. Your COPD should get a lot better the longer it goes. I mean, it took me years to get where I'm at now, but like about 17 years. Um, but yeah, you'll notice a difference. I don't know if you noticed a difference right away. I did. I noticed my breathing, within the first couple of weeks, like, wow, my breathing's better. And then as time went on, it was the hardest thing I ever had to do, though. Quitting smoking, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Hands down, the hardest thing. Um, and yeah, quitting smoking would be the best thing you can do ever in your life, especially if you do have COPD, emphysema, or anything. If you're in the bad stages. So good for you. 6 years. Well, that's good. You're 6 years in. That's a really good jump. It took me 13 months to actually get completely over the addiction and know for a fact in my head, in my heart, my soul, that I was done with cigarettes. 13 months. At 10 months, I remember I had a super powerful craving. And at 12 months, again, oh my God, I thought I was going to pick up a whole pack and smoke the whole damn thing. And then I got into that 13th month, and I just got this sort of, I can't even explain the feeling. I just felt free. I felt kind of a euphoria. And I knew I didn't even have to think about it or speak the words, but I knew in my heart and soul that I was done with cigarettes. I don't need them anymore. The addiction, I don't need that addiction anymore. And that's what it is with anything, whether it's food, cigarettes, alcohol, any drugs, whatever, any addiction you got. It's I've heard of people that quit smoking for years and years and years and then go back again. And, it's because they haven't conquered the addiction. And that's the part. You can force yourself to stop anything, force yourself into some kind of routine. But unless you conquer that addiction, you'll always have it. I think that's why heroin addicts and all that have so much problems so many years. It almost takes forever, and maybe they never get rid of that addiction until the day they die. I don't know, but that could be partly why. Is it somehow you and your body and your mind and soul have to actually realize that you've conquered that addiction, and then once you feel that and you know it, I knew it in my heart, and I was done. You still, even down the next 2 years after that, I still have problems, with cravings and stuff here and there, but they're so mild it didn't really matter. I'd look over and someone's having a coffee and a cigarette, and I go, oh, that looks good. And then I go, I don't do that. I don't need that. And I realized, I don't need that. The addiction was gone, which is a good thing. Great. Good to hear, Carl. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying here, but I think I do. Billy T says, mushroom from Canada research team years ago. I'm thinking you're talking about magic mushrooms, probably, because they're amazing cures. Depends on what you want. And also non-magic, the gourmet mushrooms, like I think it's reishi, and lion's mane. I can't even remember all the other ones, but really good healing properties in these edible, organic, delicious mushrooms. They're amazing. Mushrooms are totally amazing. That's why I've been doing it most of my life. Oh, you bugger, John. You didn't answer my question, but that's another good statement. John Jarvis. Oh, where to go now? Just got tickets to see REO Speedwagon on September 6th. Wow. That's crazy. I'm jealous. I'd love to see that show. I remember when REO Speedwagon kind of hit the scenes way back. I think it was the early 80s, maybe the late 70s. I'm not sure, but it was way back there. Even before Bryan Adams. I remember when he first started too. But REO Speedwagon, those guys must be 95 years old each or something. I don't know, but I bet they still play just as good and sing and everything just as good as they did when they're way back. That's great. Glad to hear that. I'm jealous, John. Jealous. REO Speedwagon. Well, that's good to hear, Darlene. Darlene Miller says she's been dabbling in meatless meals, more vegan. She's 76, has a lot of health issues, and hoping things will improve. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good things to say about the vegan, going vegan and stuff like that, and eating the proper foods. I mean, there's bad ones out there too, bad vegetation too. Not bad, but I mean, they're not necessarily healthy and healing and medicinal, let's say, but there's a lot of healing medicinal ones out there. But there's also a lot to be said. I hear a lot of people out there, I can't remember all their names, but people I even know personally, locally, but you probably all know Jordan Peterson, famous guy, railing against Trudeau and all the crap going on in Canada. But anyway, he's been on a carnivore diet for 5 years now, and he says it's the best he's ever felt. So there's a lot to be said for that too. It's really hard. I think a lot of it has to do with who you are and your body type and what problems you have, what issues, what medical conditions. I think that has a lot to do with it. But also, I'm convinced, because I've seen a book on eating for your blood type, and I think people with different blood types have different dietary needs. And let's say, I think, I believe I'm a type O. I have to ask my doctor. I'm pretty sure I'm type O, and I don't know all the blood types, but I know by looking at Jordan Peterson that he's got a different physical frame than I do. He's, I think, a little taller, slender, or whatever. So he's definitely got a different blood type than mine. So, for him, if a carnivore diet works really good, and if it works for anyone else, that's great. Whatever works for you. It doesn't really matter about, whether you're a carnivore or a vegetarian, vegan, whatever. It's really all about what you enjoy, what you like. Eating good stuff, even if it's meat, eat good quality. stuff, but it's what it works for you and your blood type. And yeah, I've been eating a lot of vegan, but I still I like my meat and I can't get rid of it completely. But I'd like you to treat my Crohn's disease too, buddy, and make it go away because it's one of the most annoying things you ever have. I mean, all our lives are um, we live around eating food. We live to eat, oops, and eat to live. But I mean, when you think about it, if I've done this before, I've gone on nothing but water diets for up to 6.5 weeks, and I could have gone much longer. Nothing but water for 6.5 weeks, and it's not as hard as it seems either. And but that brings on its own pains and issues and complications and complicated symptoms and stuff like that. So, um, but yeah, our whole lives revolve around eating. That's the number one thing in our lives is eating. Over anything else, eating food is what we're here for, it seems. I mean, we have 3 meals a day. Some people have 4 or 5, and then a lot of people snack many times in between. I mean, it's just food, 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 food. So when you can't eat and process food, your body doesn't want to. Your whole life changes like big time. Like it's like day and night. It's like heaven and hell, literally. It's like the one thing that we mainly live around and with constantly and keeps us alive, keeps us going. The very one thing that is most prominent in our lives. When you can't have that, it's like life changes. And I found one thing I found really, really frustrating was when you're not eating and you're just going out and finding things to do because you're not eating and just drinking water. It can get really, really boring. Really boring. Oh my God, it was boring. But yeah, I would love it if you could treat my Crohn's disease. I've tried with CBDs. I've never actually tried the actual Rick Simpson oil. I've tried a lot of CBDs and other products they have out there, but never had any real noticeable success. That's another thing. I want to get back to my. Sorry, I had to laugh. Darlene says, that's great, Kent, because food's a terrible addiction. Yeah. She says, I have an addiction to food and sugar. Yeah, a lot of people do. But I don't see food as an addiction. It's something we have to have. I mean, as an addiction, yeah, if you're eating more than 3 meals a day, like 17 meals a day, and nonstop just shoving stuff, especially candy and sugar and junk food and all that stuff into your body. I mean, yeah, that's an addiction. But if you just have your regular meals, I wouldn't say it's an addiction, but yeah. Oh man, come to Michigan. John says, come to Michigan. He has 30 acres. We'll plug you into power and start treating you totally free of charge. Oh my God, that would be a dream come true. But I don't know if I'm ever going to get to Michigan. I don't even know if I'm going to get off this bloody island right now. That's a couple of things I wanted to bring up today. But yeah, I would love to. And my biggest problem is crossing that border. Just ever since 2019, I don't know. Thinking about crossing the border really kind of freaks me out because you never know who you're going to run across and what they're going to do and say and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, maybe one day. We'll see. I mean, don't worry. I'll keep my hopes up and try to get there, but I don't see it happening. Sorry about that. But man, I would love that though. Come down there, stay on 30 acres with power and everything and get treated for my Crohn's. And if that was gone, oh my God, that'd be great. Great, great, great. Mamma Mia 555. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Good. Glad to see you could show up. But that's the thing I wanted to say about the Crohn's. It's such a bad thing, and it controls your life and everything. And like I said, it turns your life from day to night, heaven to hell. Like it's overnight. As soon as you get the Crohn's and you've got full-blown Crohn's, any of the IBDs, Crohn's, diverticulitis, ileitis, even ulcerative colitis. There's a couple others, can't remember them, but all these IBDs, inflammable bowel disease, where you actually, when you go to the bathroom, you bleed and everything, like lots of blood, stuff like that, and everything's And when you eat, it's just a horrifying experience, a painful, uncomfortable, horrifying experience. Now, uh, now I forgot what I was going to say. Happy Sunday to you too, Mama Mia. But oh, that's where I was going. So with the Crohn's, like if I didn't have medications, someone suggested I didn't have Crohn's because I can eat hamburgers and stuff. But the reason to eat any food, I need medications. I take 3 medications just to eat and process food in my body and have my body process and digest and everything. Otherwise, it won't happen. I can't do it without those medications, those 3 medications. And in a 24-hour spectrum, I take 5 medications altogether. But 3 just to eat and process food. And it's not necessarily all that comfortable either. It just makes it easier than without the medications. But yeah, I take all that just to process food. Otherwise, I would never eat food. If I don't have those medications, you won't get me near food, because I know I stick something in my mouth, I swallow it, and then it's like super pain, super uncomfortable, torturous, and for like hours and hours and hours. Like, you know, it could be 12 to 24 hours. It's horrifying. Yeah, just horrifying. So yeah, I have to, in order for me to eat food, at least for now, and until somehow I get cured of this, or make it less intense as it is, you know, ease it back as far as I can. Until I get to a point like that, you know, I just have to stay on these meds just to eat. If I can't get those meds, I'll just stop and I'll just go on water and drink nothing but water for the rest of my life. You know, it's not even explainable. You can't even explain it to someone how it feels and how bad it is. And I'm sure some people are sitting there. I got a hair on my phone, my camera. A lot of people are saying, "Oh yeah, but you'll still eventually eat." No, when you're in that much pain, that much suffering, that much torture. You know, it's like taking glass and smashing it and grinding up into little tiny shards of glass and looking at it and going, "I'm going to eat this." No, you know you're not going to eat that, and you never will, because it's going to hurt a lot and probably kill you. But that's what it's like. You look at food and it's like, no, that's going to be super painful. Blah, blah, blah. But with the medications, it just makes it easier. Not 100% or anything, maybe not even sometimes 50%, but it makes it easier for you to actually put food through your system, so you know you got nutrition happening, at least a little bit. And I only eat 2 small meals a day, and that's it, and sometimes 1. Thanks, John. I guess I'm a guinea pig, eh? John says he doesn't know if it'll help Crohn's until we have a guinea pig to test it on. That would be me, I guess. I got a feeling if it takes care of cancer and other kind of medical situations, diseases, I'm pretty sure it should help Crohn's, but I don't know either. I don't know, but you know, I'm willing to try anything that I believe that will work, or at least, you know, give it the good old college try. Bugs. But yeah, I don't know. But it's worth a try. I mean, it can't hurt me. That's the one thing I do know about cannabis oil, Rick Simpson oil, CBDs, any of those products. They can't hurt me. They might make me high, some of them, but they can't hurt me. But that's the thing with the cannabis and CBDs. They don't make you high. They just help fix your medical condition. Okay, so John does know, Billy, that some people do rub the tincture on the sore muscles. Yeah, that makes sense. Tincture is usually an alcohol base, isn't it? That's the one thing I stay away from with the CBDs or anything to do with the cannabis, or any product really. There's other things out there they make tinctures of as well, other herbs, wild herbs and stuff. But the alcohol tinctures, because alcohol doesn't sit well with me at all. Um, it's hard to explain that as well, but with Crohn's disease, you drink alcohol. It you know, you might feel good for like 5 minutes maximum, and then it's just hours and hours of just, I don't know about so much pain, but it's discomfort, pain, annoyingness. It just makes you feel nauseous, everything. But yeah, alcohol's out for me, so that's why a lot of the tinctures I can't take, because the alcohol base, and I feel it like if I take I'm going to say one little eyedropper of alcohol, throw it in my mouth. As soon as it hits my tongue, I feel the alcohol right away. Right away. It's amazing. Amazing. So Darlene Miller says she takes Charlotte's Web before bed. It helps her sleep. I'm not sure what Charlotte's Web is. I know the little book, Charlotte's Web, the story. But no, I don't know if I've ever heard of Charlotte's Web as some sort of medical aid. You'll have to explain it a little bit more, Darlene, please, so I can understand. Holy cow, we've been here 40 minutes already. Wow, it seems like about 5 or 10. Wow, it takes me... Oh, okay, Charlotte's Web is a CBD oil, okay. Yeah, that would make sense that the CBD oil would help you sleep. Definitely for some people, yeah. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's interesting. I could have sworn by the way Rick Simpson made the oil, and the plant he used that's unbudded. I don't know, a very loud pickup truck again behind me. There was very little THC in there to get you high, but John Jarvis says Rick Simpson oil will get you very, very high, as opposed to Charlotte's Web, which is a CBD and it doesn't get you high. It'll help you sleep and help your symptoms and that, but it won't get you high. But I didn't realize Rick Simpson oil would get you high. Oh, interesting. What? Okay, I think the American scales and Canadian scales are, I think different people out there have different scales on the THC content of their cannabis, but John says his tests out at 62% THC. Wow. Wow. I mean, doesn't matter what scale you're using. If you compare your scale to mine would probably be about 30% or something, but in essence it would be exactly the same. It's just the scale we're using to make the calculation. But yeah, that's 62%. That's high. That is really high. That's good. That, yeah. I didn't realize that. I thought it was more because it was an unbudded plant, unless I guess you're using a budded plant. That would make a difference. I'm not 100% sure, but I know originally Rick Simpson was using unbudded plants. So I just assumed that there was no THC. Although, yeah, the plant actually, yeah, now that I think about it, the plant actually does create THC into the plant before the buds even start. So that's true too. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Well, here we go. Let's go to some of today's subjects. So, I don't know if you heard that. A friend of mine just sent me a text message with some kind of image or something. I don't know what it was, but I'll have to look at it later. So I don't know if you saw, I think it was my last video. Was it my last one? I can't remember now. I lose track of time really quickly, like within an hour. Anyway, I don't know if you saw my last video. I think it was my last video where I went in to get remeasured for my compression socks. So now they're going to get me a whole new pair because they goofed up on the first pair. They're going to get me a whole new pair, left and right, and hopefully it'll get it right this time. But they took the measurements on that, what you saw in the video, And it's going to take up to 2 weeks for me to get these damn things. Crazy, crazy. Just checking the notes here. I'll get back to that. But yeah, so that's another 2 weeks I gotta wait for my socks to show up, my compression socks. And I just, I really just wanted to get off the island and go travel around for a bit during the summertime, the nice weather. And then maybe come back to the island if I, depending on how far I could get, because it's all about having nothing but propane in the truck and no gasoline. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Plus, when I'm out on the road, finding good Wi-Fi spots to upload my videos so that you can actually see them in a reasonable time frame is going to be another challenge. But mainly I'm just going to go out and test the waters first of all. Go out and see how far I can go in the propane and that, where all the propane gas stations and service stations are and all that kind of stuff. And do more research and go out and have fun and that, and maybe come back to the island somewhere that I know for the winter again. And we'll just see, play it by ear. But so another 2 weeks on the compression sock. So I'm not gonna hit the mainland for another 2 weeks anyway. It's crazy, crazy. And then, so I was getting frustrated because I thought it was a month since I'd mailed in my since I mailed in my application for my trailer vehicle identification number and for the commercial plates. But I guess it was only about 3.5 weeks or something. But still, I was told when I first got the forms from the insurance broker, that they said 7 to 10 days. And so on Friday, 2 days ago on Friday, I phoned up ICBC and I, said like, what's happening with my application and everything. And he went in and pulled it up and said, oh yeah, I've got it here. And he says, it's going to be a while. And I went, well, and I told him I was told 7 to 10 days. And he said, no. A lot of places like insurance companies and that, they kind of exaggerate the time frame and then hope for the best. That maybe you get it in 10 days or something. But yeah, he says he hears that a lot. And he wishes they would tell him it's going to take at least a month. Because so far it's a month now. So I talked to him on Friday and went over the whole thing with him. I gave him all my additional information and he asked me more questions that so he could put it on my file. But he said they've only just started the process and they've had it for just 3 weeks or a little more. And it's going to take another 2 weeks. So and 2 weeks for them to not necessarily finalize it, but to make their full decision and send the number off to the automotive place where I'm going to have it attached to my vehicle. So you have to have a proper authorized ICBC automotive shop to put these things on any vehicle. So that's another 2 weeks. I'm waiting just to hear the result, and then it's maybe a couple of days to a week after that before I can get that number put on my trailer. So here we are, both my compression socks and the vehicle identification number for my trailer, both another 2 weeks away, and I am really frustrated. Oh my God. If I didn't care about scarring my legs and that, I'd just say screw this compression stockings and just go. But I can't do that because I need the vehicle identification number for my trailer too. So I don't know, it almost seems like I'm never getting off this darn island. Once I get the compression socks, my vehicle identification number, probably something else comes up and hold me back. I don't know. Let's not think negatively, let's think positively. But yeah, that's where I'm sitting at right now. So 2 weeks on the compression socks, 2 weeks on the vehicle identification number. So I'm going to be sitting around for a while. I'm not going to be hitting that road. That's really sad. So just thought you'd like to get an update on that and why I haven't left the island, gone to the mainland, started traveling and doing all that fun shit I keep talking about. That's why. And I know with my trailer, I am insured. So if anything happens, I'm still insured. The thing is you're going to have a big complaint about the trailer plate as opposed to a commercial plate. And having the vehicle identification number, it's going to be a big issue. So I might as well just wait till it's all done before I hit the road, because actually right now on Vancouver Island, CVSE, the commercial vehicle safety enforcement, they're everywhere right now, everywhere. And they're every time I turn around, they've got a, like they have a sort of a roadblock, but this time it's just for trailers, right? Checking every trailer, boat trailers, any kind of trailer you got. It's all over the place. They're all over the place. Crazy. Anyway, that's an update on why I'm still out here, in case anyone's wondering. So now back to this cannabis oil here. John Jarvis says they start with a piece of the cannabis oil, a piece, I guess, the size of a grain of rice, and then you build tolerance over time. Oh wow! So, in other words, you take a very small, very, very, very small dose the first time, and then slowly build. So you build your tolerance, I guess, to the THC that comes along with all the other qualities of the healing qualities of the cannabis. Crazy, crazy. That sounds pretty potent, all right. Yeah, I'd love you to come up and visit our beautiful island too, John. I'm sure you'd love it here. I don't know if you've ever been before. It doesn't sound like it. But yeah, if you came up here, bring lots and lots of Rick Simpson oil with you, because we could definitely test me out up here on the island instead of going all the way to Michigan. So Mamma Mia 555 says, still waiting for Kent's Kitchen Outdoor Edition. Now that you mention it, I don't think I've ever had an outdoor. Well, I guess when I cook steaks on the barbecue in the summertime before, early summer or something like that, yeah. But yeah, here's the thing I haven't been done much in Kent's Kitchen or cooking at all lately. It's because for some reason, ever since the winter, it kind of all started at the winter time. I got very, very sick. Worst strep throat I've ever had in my life. Oh man, it was horrifying, horrifying. Which also took out my ear. Can't hear out of the ear. That's what created the problem. And then I just had one thing after another up and down. So I'm over the time from the winter till now, I've been changing up my diet a lot and trying to find some sort of better balance in that, because at certain times I can eat stuff and feel fine, and another time I eat the same thing and it's horrifying. So it's not the food you eat, it's how your body's doing at the time and reacting to the food you're eating. So yeah, I can eat a hamburger one time or many times and feel just fine, and then I eat a hamburger one time and it just feels horrifying in that. So it's not the food, it's how your body. So I'm on a new dietary program here, and I'm not actually doing a lot of the cooking I was doing before. It's very more simplistic in that. When I have meat, I have nothing but meat, and then I have when I want to eat more of a semi-vegan diet, I throw an egg in there, but it's a semi-vegan diet. That's a lot of good stuff. I'll show you one day. I won't talk about it too much here, but that's the reason I haven't been doing too much cooking, is because I haven't actually been doing a lot of cooking. Not the cooking I was doing before, where I get right into it, do all that. I don't know if it's my age or time going on or not, or just this period of time between winter and now, but I've just been struggling a lot more with my Crohn's and everything. It's everything. My sleeping, my Crohn's, my fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis, whatever else is going on there. The doctor gave me a list of things that he thinks I have, but I can't remember about 3 of them, I think. But anyway, that's why the cooking has been off lately, and I'm going to try and get back on it. It's been on my mind. I kind of miss doing it too, because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, when I get back to doing some real cooking, I do have a cooking one coming up, but that's a surprise right now. I can't get into it much, but there's one coming up, and it's for a promotion and everything. But I think you'll like that one. But we'll get on to that, and I will be doing more cooking shows when I find a balance here, and and the thing is I can cook a lot of cool stuff. But if I'm cooking all this food and I can't eat it, then I need someone to be sitting there watching me cook like they do in the cooking shows, and then I can give it to them and they can eat it. and then it won't be a waste. I can feed people and entertain them all at the same time, and then I don't have to suffer myself by eating big, huge piles of food. Anyway, we'll get back to the cooking stuff. There's a lot of things that have been lacking lately in my show and channel just because of my health and everything going on and all the other garbage that's been going on lately as a past, let's say, 6 months. Too much bullshit. But a lot of it's my health and that for the cooking shows anyway. So, dropped my napkin. These are the napkin kitchen cloth, whatever you call those. Yeah, Darlene says, yes, more cooking inside and out. Cool. But John Jarvis says, I drove to Alaska in 1983. Wow. My son was only 3 years old. Yeah, I bet that is. I've never been to Alaska yet. My other buddy on the mainland there, that's what he wants to do. He loves going to Alaska. That's what he wanted to do this summer. I don't know if he's going to get around to that either, but I would love to go there. It's supposed to be so beautiful, so beautiful. I don't only want to do it in the summertime. I never, with my age and health and that, I don't want to do Alaska winters. I don't think I can handle them. Oh, that's a bummer. And it's very sad, John. Very sad, John. Yeah. I don't know if you're making public comments, so I guess I'm allowed to say it out loud. But yeah, that's the trouble, you go out and try and help people and come up with good medicine and everything like that, and then the government gets involved and creates a demon out of you and makes everything illegal. It's crazy, eh? So apparently John has 2 marijuana felonies, but it's not like for what you would think, like trafficking and all that kind of stuff. This is for medicinal purposes, to try and help people, heal people. Totally different scenario than being a drug dealer or anything like that. But anyway, he doesn't know if he can get back into Canada again with the Canadian government coming through the border. Yeah, that's a tricky one too, because I know a couple of people that for various reasons, actually 3 or 4 people, for various reasons, are not allowed in the United States. Some of it's for drug related, some of it's for guns, some of it's for just because of what they've printed and spoken about in the public forum, and they don't like what they said, and so they won't let them in the United States. It's crazy. It's really crazy, especially for something like that. Like what you're doing is something good and healthy and medicinal and helpful. It's not like you're a bad person, not even close to, Wow. You're not a gangster. Oh, you're born in Alaska. Cool. Right on. What city? Yeah, I see that, John. Yeah. They totally crushed Rick Simpson, and he lives in Croatia now. Yeah, it's crazy, eh? You try and help people, especially people with really serious illnesses like cancer and that, and they make a criminal out of you just because they don't like what you're doing or what you're using, because like I said, it all boils down to they don't want you healthy. They want to keep you sick so they can make billions of dollars off you. It's such a corrupt world we're in now, and that's the whole thing. They make a criminal out of good people that are trying hard to help people because they don't want it dipping into their pocketbook. Crazy, eh? These rich people really make me sick. I mean, the bad rich people, not just people with money, but the bad rich elite really make me sick. And I could go on for hours on that one. I'm going to leave that one alone. But yeah, I've heard Rick Simpson was out of the country. I didn't know it was Croatia, but I knew he was out of the country and he had to hide out. I'm glad somebody out there, some country out there, has got some sort of protective, what do you call that? Protective thing with, where you can stay what do they call that? Immunities. where you can stay in a country and not get extradited back to where they're going to throw you in jail or something like that. Crazy, eh? Crazy. Wow, we just hit 1 hour. Wow, that flew by like in 20 minutes or less. That's crazy. Now the sun's coming out full. Well, we got clouds everywhere too. It's going to be sunny and cloudy today, so it's going to be not so hot and cool things down a bit. They keep threatening for rain, but I don't see any more coming too soon. Anchorage, Alaska. John was born in Anchorage, Alaska. Really? Now I'm trying to make the calculation in my head mathematically, find out how old you are. So Alaska had only been a state for 3 years when John was born in Alaska. Only 3 years. That was a while ago. Wasn't that in the 40s? It seems to be a long, long time ago that they became a state, but I think they were the last one, weren't they? Weren't they the last ones to become a state? And that's crazy how the Americans got Alaska too. The Russians had it. I'm pretty sure it was the Russians. And they offered it to Canada first, and Canada says, no, it's useless waste of land up there. Like, there's nothing up there. What do we want it for? So the Americans bought it for, I think it was $1 million. $1 million. And that was a lot of money back then. A lot of money, but now it's like spare change. But yeah, only 3 years it had been a state when John was born there. Wow. That was a long time ago. Crazy. Yeah, I'd love to go. One place I'd love to go though is the Yukon. Yukon's Canadian. I'd definitely love to go to the Yukon. I'm sure it's fairly similar to Alaska, but at least I know in the Yukon in Canada I'd be safe. Whereas in Alaska, I don't think they have a border problem as much as you do down the south border. I think people come and go there a lot, and they're not as harsh on checking people up there. I don't know, but a friend of mine keeps going back and forth, and he's not allowed in the United States, so that tells you a little bit about Alaska, doesn't it? Oh, you're only 61? You're just a puppy, John. I was born in 55. Oh, okay, Alaska became a state in 1959, and you know what? I should know that because I would have learned that in school. In elementary school, they would have even told us that. Oh, Alaska's now a state. Right now, I should have gone, hey, it's 59, but whatever. Of course, 59, I was only 4 years old. Yeah, I guess I wasn't even in school. Well, it's great to hear, Billy T. Unedited Billy T. He says, it's always a joy to see me live. He says, Mum says, you look younger. Every time I'm live, your mum says I look younger. So maybe I'm reversing. I get younger and younger every time your mum sees me. Yeah, that's cool. Say hi to your mum for you anyway. Give her a big hug and a kiss for me, and tell her to keep on keeping on, both of you. Oh, Hawaii was the last state. Okay, Hawaii was the last state to become an American state. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that in the back of my mind. I couldn't remember if it was Hawaii or Alaska, but I knew it was one of them. Oh, hello, Errol Brantley. I don't think I've ever seen you before at all. Errol Brantley, yeah. Your mom was born in 55 also, eh? Yeah, same as me. So we're both 68 years old. Yeah, getting up there. What? Carl Simpson, he was also born in 55. Crazy, crazy. Hey, got a bunch of people same age as me. That's crazy. So they're going to have a lot of the same memories I have in their youth and that, like JFK and all that kind of stuff. Robert F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr. and all that stuff. Going to have a lot of crazy ancient memories. Darlene says I'm a baby yet. I'm still a baby. I'm 68 and she's 76, I think she said. So I'm still a baby. I guess she's the senior on the channel today. But we got a lot of people my age, exactly my age. If I know what you're saying there, Billy T, it's Sandor. How Sandor? I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a long time. There's a bit of a complication there because of all the crap that went on a while ago. It caused a problem, and I don't even know what it is and why. And I'm still waiting to figure that out. The time will disclose all that. Time always does. But I'm sure he's doing fine. Always does. Survivor, very big survivor. So sure he's doing fine, and one day we will find out, I'm sure. Aurelia Clark, weren't you listening? Says, how old are you? I just said I'm 68 years old. I was born in 55. You weren't listening. Well, of course, you just showed up, so can't blame you. Sorry, I'm just teasing you. Sometimes I like to take the piss out of people just because it's fun, but I'm not disrespectful at all. But yeah, I'm 68 years old, born in 55. Darlene says, you look so young, Kent. Must be all those herbs you use. Well, actually, thank you very much first. Thank you very much. It's a nice compliment. But no, I get my youth, I think, from DNA, genetics. My mother and my father both looked at least 10 or 15 years younger than they did. Everyone was always blown away when they heard their age. And I think between my mother and father, I got the best of mom and dad. And so I even look younger than either of my parents did at the same age, you know what I mean? So, yeah, sometimes people say, like, they don't see me much more than early 50s. And I go, wow, that's crazy, cool. Crazy cool. And of course, according to Darlene Miller, I'm still a baby. But that's my age and when I was born. And thank you for telling me I look so young. That's good. It's always nice to hear that kind of stuff. Aurelia, yeah, that's a cool name, isn't it, John? Aurelia. That is cool. Unique. And not that common either, which is good. If everyone's got the same name, got all the same name, like Bill and John. Sorry, John, I had to throw that in there. You know, like John Doe. Or Tom Jones. That's a common name. Everyone and their dog is named Tom. Yeah. I like really cool, more unusual names. I think they're great. There's another one up there, Errol Brantley. Errol, that's not a name you hear much. First time I heard that, obviously, was Errol Flynn. And, you know, in my whole lifetime, I've probably heard about maximum maybe five other Errols. So it's not a name that a lot of people have used. But, yeah, I remember reading Errol Flynn's autobiography way back. It was quite the story. Wow, those people in Hollywood, man, did they get up to some stuff. Holy crap. That's what I thought, Errol. Says that I haven't seen him. He's new here. He just turned 50. Oh, you're just a puppy. Oh my God, you're just a puppy. You got a long way to go yet. And he's in Connecticut. Connecticut. Another person from Connecticut. Oh, thank you very much. Become a new subscriber, Errol Brantley. Was just scrolling through and saw my demeanor and had to watch me and listen. That's so cool. That's nice to hear. It's obviously, you know, that they see someone talking and that, and they're listening to them, and they go, "Oh, that guy sounds kind of interesting, cool, whatever," you know, like, as opposed to a jerk, an asshole, or something like that, you know. Oh, that guy's an asshole. I'm turning him off. No, that's cool. That's great to hear. Thank you. Obviously, my demeanor is a little pleasant and nice and inviting, I guess. That's great. Great to have you aboard, Errol. I need more subscribers. I think I stagnated there for a bit. I'm sort of fluctuating now. I was rising really good there because I was down at Rathtrevor Beach and down at the seawall down in Qualicum and a couple other spots. I was hanging out and I was handing out cards, handing out stickers, and I was talking to everyone, and people were taking pictures, and I was saying, "Come on, like subscribe, subscribe," and my subscribers just went way up. And I haven't been doing that much lately, um, for quite a while now, so that's why it's sort of stagnated. It just keeps going up and down a little bit like that. But I'm gonna get back out to Rath Trevor, back down to the seawall soon. As soon as I get this trailer VIN number thing going on, and get down there and start handing out more cards and get my subscribers go up, back up. But excellent, always great to have a new subscriber, Errol. I'm glad to have you aboard, and hope we can keep you entertained like I do pretty much everyone else, it seems. I don't find myself entertaining, but apparently a bunch of you do, which is great. We're great. Awesome, awesome. So I guess I've got my notes here still, and I think I've updated you all on everything I wanted to talk about and discuss. Is there any other questions you got for me out there? Any questions at all before we take off? I think spend another couple of minutes here, maybe, and head out. It's 10 after. It's an hour and 10 minutes already, so doesn't seem that long, but yeah, we can't stay on here forever. I mean, I'd stay longer. I'd stay, up to 2 hours, but I always have to keep in the back of my mind my dogs. My dogs are out in the truck there. They're all fine. They got water, food. They're in the shade. They got lots of air. They're all fine and dandy. But they just kind of miss me. The longer it goes, the more they miss me. Anyway, I got to catch up on some of this too. Yeah, so John Jarvis says, John was the most common name when he was young. Didn't that suck? Someone, John, and 17 people show up. Oh, and John says that. I missed that for a second. John also says, so he named his kids Jeremiah, Joshua, and Jennifer. All J's, but hey, they're all a little more unusual. Jennifer is a little more common than Jeremiah and Joshua, but they're not like really common like Bill and Tom and Bob and Dave. Dave. Oh my God, there was a time that everybody I knew was Dave. Like, I think I knew about 35 Daves. It was crazy, yeah. That's cool. Jeremiah. I really like the name Jeremiah. Joshua's good too. But Jeremiah. And Jennifer's good girl's name too. Oh, I was just talking about that. I guess you typed this before I sent it. Carl Simpson says, where's the girls, it's baby show. Yeah, well, unfortunately, when I do the lives and that, I haven't found a place where I can actually have everything enclosed, so I can actually have the girls near me and they can run around. And when I want them, when I want to show them to you or you want to see them, I can call them over and pick them up and go, here, look, here's baby, here's Angel. But I have to find a spot where Wi-Fi where I can keep them contained so I can focus on doing this and not have to watch that they're running off or anything. So I was actually thinking of that last night and today, where I can actually do that. So I'm going to look into that and have the girls on the show more often. I mean, I think it would be appropriate, and I think everyone would love it, especially. Even though you've obviously just got a narrow screen here with the live shows, we can actually make it a bit better, but we can bring the girls in like that. Sure, why not? All right, we're going to work on that. And John Jarvis says, more waterfalls and foraging, please. Okay. I'm not sure where the next waterfalls are, but foraging, yeah, I can keep foraging, and there's so much to forage out there. And everything I've showed you so far, most of that I've already known about in my past, earlier years, and some I've learned along the way up until now, but the stuff I'm showing you now is stuff that I'm still learning about, or learning about new, like the bull thistles and that. I've heard about that for many years, but I've never even tried it, and so it's a new thing for me. There's the wild lettuce. I was just looking at a whole list of stuff yesterday, but a bunch of stuff that I'm learning as we go along with you. the staghorn sumac. I've heard about that for a fair while now, but I've never ever tried it until that day on the video there where I took a bite. And wow, that stuff is very, very lemony. But yeah, we're going to do some more foraging on new stuff, but it's all going to be new to me, so it's not something I necessarily know about from here on in. I'll let you know the difference. Yes, Darlene Miller. Yes, I actually have once. I don't even know where, but it was a long time ago. But yeah, it's then the only reason I remember is because it's stuck in my head. But Darlene Miller says her mother's name was Blandine. Blandine. And she says, I bet you never heard that name. But the funny thing is yeah, I heard it once in my life somewhere. I don't know where. But Blandine, that is a very, very rare name. And it's obviously has to do with the name comes from the European area or somewhere other than North America. Let's put it that way. You know, it's some foreign country or something, because that's definitely a foreign type name and probably goes actually way back. I mean, there's some ancient names that you never hear of now. They don't even use them anymore. That's so sad, so nice. Oh, wow. It's a tough one to even talk about, but John said he let his mom pick Jennifer's name because she was dying of cancer and was crying because she wasn't going to be a part of her life. She knew that she wouldn't be a part of her life, so he let her pick the name Jennifer for his daughter. That's very, very nice. Very, very nice, John. It's kind of a really melancholy kind of comment and thing to hear about. Oh, not sure about this, but Errol Brentley, you said you're sending your mom to John, and I'm assuming that's for the cannabis treatment. I'm assuming that's what it's for, because I don't know why you'd send your mom to John, other than maybe for the cannabis treatment. Yeah. Not enough details in some of these comments. Wow, interesting. I never even heard of that one, but Carl Simpson says, you're not related to Rick Simpson, are you? Carl Simpson says, I made a tincture of bourbon and ginseng and had a bad headache the next day. Yeah, I've never even heard of that one, but it's probably the bourbon. I'm going to say, I think ginseng would be okay, but that's an interesting tincture making. Wow. Personally, I just take the ginseng by itself. Like I said, I have a problem with alcohol in my system now. It just doesn't sit well with me, and so I just take the natural herb on its own, one way or another. You know, whether it's a tea or in my food or something. Holy cow, Diana Duchess! Thank you so much. Thank you for and good to see you show up. I'm rented lips. Good to see you show up, Diana Duchess, and thank you so much for your awesome donation. That is fantastic. Oh man, I thought of everything today, and then when you said the t-shirt, I was going to wear my other Bigfoot t-shirt today, the one with the island on it, and it's written backwards now. Damn, I forgot. I knew it, because I wore the other one the other day in the other video, and I was going to wear the other one today. And as soon as you said the t-shirt, wow. Now I have to go and put that t-shirt on for the next video and flash it around a lot so you can see it. I feel so stupid now. I hate it when I make a mistake like that. You know, I've got all these important things I want to do and then I forget. But I was going to wear that t-shirt so you could see the other one on me, because you saw the previous one on me. But anyway, Diana Duchess says, hi Kent, you would look great in another color besides a black t-shirt. I wear black t-shirts all the time, don't I? Yeah. Here's a story about that. I was buying white t-shirts because I like the white and that, but you know, I'd get a pack of them. I put one on very same day, within 5 minutes to maybe a couple hours, but usually within 5 minutes. Spill crap all over it. Food, coffee, whatever. I mean, I'll get up and have my coffee, splat all over my white t-shirt. You can't wash it out, so it's almost useless after that. Like, I can't go and wash it and clean it and everything and then put it on another day and go out and be very impressive when you got coffee splattered across it, because it won't wash out. Eggs, mustard, all that stuff. So I said, screw this noise. I'm just going to get black because I can spill anything I want on it and you can't tell. Like, I mean, not this one particularly, but for all you know, that I've probably worn this 17 times and spilled coffee and mustard and ketchup and all this stuff on it and washed it, and the stains are there, but you can't see them. That's why I wear black, because, you know, a white t-shirt is only good once. After that, it's a rag. It's just a rag. Go wash your floors with it, because, you know, once you put anything on a white, it stands out like a sore thumb. So that's why. But you know what? Just because you mentioned that, I think I'm going to take that donation of yours there and some more and whatever it takes, and I think I'll go out and get some other colored shirts, like maybe a dark blue, you know, perhaps a dark red, something, you know, yeah, and get some colors that go with certain of my kilts. Like right now I'm wearing a green kilt, so I could have a dark green shirt on or something, yeah. But get dark so the stains don't show up, but never white. I still have a big pile of old white t-shirts that I never wear anymore. They're all stained and everything. I wear them if I'm climbing under the vehicle, or, you know, getting greasy and muddy, dirty, whatever. I will wear them for that, for you know, those kind of jobs. But I never like wear them daily because they're just ugly, right? You know, and yeah, I've had many, many, many t-shirt bags, but I still got one brand new bag. It's got 4 brand new white t-shirts in it, and I'm just sort of saving it for a special, let's say, occasion or something where, you know, I just feel like I need to have a white t-shirt on. I go out and I can wear it once, enjoy that moment, that evening, whatever the situation is. And if I get it dirty, so what? It's just going to go in the dirty pile after that. But, you know, so I got them for wearing them one time only. Yeah, you probably do too much bourbon in that ginseng bourbon thing. That's probably what it was, Carl. But thanks again, Diane Duchess. Thank you so much. And I will look into that and put that donation towards t-shirts. Okay, so I think I got the plan here. John Jarvis is hopefully going to help Errol Brantley's mom out with the cannabis oil and stuff if he can. Cool, cool. Hey, Maggie B, how you doing? Oh, your son sent you. Who's your son? Do I know him? Oh, Errol. Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, Errol sent his mom, Maggie B. Hello, how you doing, Maggie? So we got 2 new subscribers. That's great. Thank you, Errol. Thank you, Maggie. That is awesome. That is awesome. Good to have you both aboard. That's fantastic. It's a good thing I stuck around long enough to have you show up too, because usually I cut this in about an hour, but you know, the weather's great. It's nice and cool and beautiful. It's not sunny, it's hot and everything. It's not raining, not snowing. Oh, so John Jarvis is asking Maggie B, would you like to try cannabis oil, and do you have cancer? Oh, okay, I didn't see the comment. You guys are ahead of me. Way ahead of me. So Maggie B says no, she's well, thank you. So she's in good health. No cancer as far as she knows. Yeah, well, hope it stays that way. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Couple new subscribers. Everything. Had some good talks and everything like that. I really don't feel like going anywhere. It's nice and cool and wonderful out here for once. It's not hot and sweaty and everything. But I believe it's time. It's almost an hour and a half now. That's pretty much half an hour longer than I usually go. But I would sit here and talk and talk and talk for as long as everyone was interested and more people showed up and that. But always in the back of my mind, um, my girls are sitting there waiting for me, thinking about me, going, "Where's Daddy? Where's Daddy?" So that's the one thing I'm gonna have to cut it short now for, is the girls, and probably the only reason. It is the only reason. But anyway, so Maggie B also says, she had said a second ago, no cancer as far as she knows, and no meds so far, only supplements. Good. Sounds like you got good health. And from what I gather, you're getting up into the age ranges that me and John and Carl and all these people are. So to get this far with no meds, no cancer, no medical conditions, and only supplements, you're doing pretty good. Good to hear. Good to hear. So at least someone out there is healthy. And John Jarvis says, "Awesome, awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. And if it wasn't for my Crohn's, I'd be really healthy. That's the one thing that's. I mean, fibromyalgia can be one thing. What's the other? Osteoarthritis, that can be another thing. But the Crohn's, that's the thing that really screws you up and slows you down. And if it wasn't for my Crohn's, I'd probably feel like I was 30 years old still. Because when I was 50 years old, that's when I got sick. I was 50 and had to quit work on the organic farm. But before that happened, in the summertime, the students would come from college or school from somewhere, and they're anywhere from 18 years old to 22 years old, maximum 22 years old. I was 50, working in the hot sun, and those kids were dropping like flies, and I was still going in the hot sun, outworking them. I could work circles around them. I was doing really good, and then I got sick, and then bam, life changed after that. But yeah, if I didn't have the Crohn's, I'd be in really good health, and I wouldn't be worried about minor things like I say, like the fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis. I'm still trying to remember all the other things. Anyway, those things are more minor compared to that, and then the cancer is another thing that'll really take you out, take you down. You just everything stops after that. So that's another one that's really bad. I'm gonna catch up here. Oh, so Maggie's 68. You were born in 55, same as me. Oh, I think that's what Errol said, wasn't it? That you were born in 55. That's right. Give them a hug from Alabama. That's Carl Simpson. So Maggie B says, coconut macaroons for Crohn's. Coconut macaroons for Crohn's, but it's a question mark. Wow, that's interesting. I'm sure coconut has a lot of medicinal qualities to it. Really nice stuff. I love coconut. Oh man, I just love coconut. I can eat coconut for a long time. But I don't know if it's good or bad for Crohn's. In any way, so far, whenever I eat coconut, it doesn't bother me noticeably. Like, oh yeah, this is something I gotta say. Like pasta. Most pastas, I notice it right away. They're very heavy and they're very hard to digest and just very annoying to move through your body and stuff like that. But coconut macaroons. But hey, I love coconut macaroons. I love all coconut, but I love coconut macaroons. And I would eat them all day, every day. So I might try that. So John says they treat fibromyalgia with RSO gummies. That makes a lot of sense because it's fibromyalgia is a pain thing, and it's I think a nerve pain or something. So the gummies, the RSO gummies, they would really work well on that, I believe. It sounds like it to me anyway. I'm not saying I'm an expert at this, but so Maggie does have some problem. She has fibro. But she says the diet makes a big difference so far. Yeah, that's true. It's a nerve thing, I believe, and pain from nerve condition or something like that. And diet would actually definitely help, I'm sure. Oh, so be different, why don't you? Diane Duchess says, I'm 68 and I was born in 54. So, 54, how do you become 68? So it's a, oh yeah, the timing of the month. Yeah, of course. That's right. It would depend on the month you're born in. Yeah, exactly. So you can be 68 born in 54, and I can be 68 born in 55. Yeah, so there you go. Just depends on the month you're born in. Yeah. So Darlene Miller wants to know what diet you are on, Maggie. So see if you guys can get together on that one. Yes, Maggie, we did grow up in the good old days. Those were the good old days. The baby boomers, I think, on the whole planet, from the beginning of time in the whole planet, I think the baby boomers lived in the best generation of all times. I swear to that. Like, it was a great time to grow up. I mean, corrupt things were going on in the background in the scenes, but they weren't in the public that, and we still had a belief in the system, in our country, and in everything around us. Yeah, those were definitely the good old days back then, for sure. I totally agree with that. And Billy T says the best is yet to come. Well, I hope you're right. I really want you to be right. I really want you to be right. But from what I see out there, I don't know. I don't know. I think we got a shitstorm coming, but I'd like you to be right there, Billy. Yeah, Maggie confirms nerves with the fibro. Yeah, November. That's why. Okay, Diane was born in November. That's why. That's why she's born in 54 and 68. Wow, 10 years you've been making oil, eh, John? Next month. That's great. That's great. Just keep it up, though. Like, we need more people like you to, you're not really doing anything wrong or criminal, but you're bucking the system because they don't want you to do it. But that's not the same as being a criminal. You're just bucking a corrupt, they're the criminals. It's a corrupt criminal situation we have, run by all the criminals, and they tell you you can't help people. So who's the bad guy here? So just keep it up, John. Just keep it up. Yep. Okay, so Maggie B just says she just avoids foods that cause inflammation. That makes perfect sense. And Billy T wants to know if you have a website, John. I don't know what ACV is, Maggie. I'm not sure what ACV is. But it apparently neutralizes her system. Oh, that makes sense. Inflammation can't happen in a neutral system. That makes perfect sense. Just like cancer can only thrive in a acidic condition, but it'll die in an alkaline situation. That makes sense. That makes sense. Apple cider vinegar, yeah. I've tried that off and on, but and it's worked great in many times I've used it, and I know it works great for a lot of people. It's a really good stuff. But I think it's because of my Crohn's disease that I don't know, it gets complicated, and one time it'll accept something and another time it won't accept something. But I've had it where I've had my heartburn or indigestion or something going on there, where they said take some apple cider vinegar. So I take it and it seemed to help. Be fine for maybe a couple months or longer, whatever. And then I'd take it one time and it would do the exact opposite. And it would make it even more painful, more problematic and that. And same thing, I did the same thing with baking soda too. Baking soda is supposed to really help a lot with my condition and that too. And most of the time it did work. And then one time I tried it and it did the exact opposite and just made it way worse, more painful and everything. It was excruciating. So I actually stopped using apple cider vinegar and baking soda for now anyway, because I can't seem to control what's going to hit me and do me. I don't think it's, like I said earlier, I don't think it's the food so much it is your body and how your body reacts at that moment to whatever you're giving it. Crazy. And lemon water too, yeah. Maggie says lemon water, yes. Lemon water is great, and I still drink lemon water when I can. That I've never stopped, and I've never had a problem with lemon water ever. Ah, yeah, perfect. Diane Duchess says she has a cannabis medical card, which helps her fibromyalgia, but she also has supplements like natural organic supplements like turmeric, ginger, and black pepper. Yeah, those are three things I use all the time: turmeric, ginger, and I love pepper. Pepper's a food group, but those and trying to remember the other one I'm using as well. Turmeric, ginger. Oh, and green tea. I'm taking a lot of green tea now. John doesn't have a website. Too bad. You should build one, John. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about cannabis and fibro and cancer and all sorts of diseases. Cannabis can cure many, many, many things, maybe everything. Hmm, interesting. John says he's tried to post his email, but it won't come up. That's crazy. Oh, yeah, Maggie. Cayenne. Cayenne is really good. That goes back to the lemonade diet back, I think, in the 60s, maybe 70s. I don't know. Way back, the lemonade diet. The guy who created it, lemonade, cayenne pepper, and raw maple syrup. And you take that, nothing but that, and water in between for as much as 2 weeks, and it's supposed to help your body and cleanse it and fix you and make you healthier and everything. Anyway, that guy, there was a guy, he was dying of cancer and they'd given up on him. I think it was cancer. And so he went in there and he put him on this lemonade diet, blah, 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 blah. Never ever once mentioned that he cured anyone or said he's a doctor or anything like that. He just said he wanted to try and help the guy. Let's try this out. So they tried it out. The guy was willing to try it out. But, and apparently the guy got cured, from my understanding. But the thing is the government or whoever those people are, they got really ticked off and they said, oh, well, you're practicing medicine without a license now, so we're going to throw you in jail. And they threw him in jail for a lemonade diet. That's crazy. That's even worse than cannabis. Going to jail for a lemonade diet, that's crazy. But because he was practicing medicine, but he didn't say he got consent from the person to try this. So he wasn't practicing medicine. He just asked the guy if he wanted to try another avenue because the medical society had given up on him. So how corrupt is that? Crazy. Anyway, yeah. Cayenne pepper, yeah, that stuff is actually really good. It's a healthy thing. It's a healthy spice or herb. I can hear that, John. He's afraid the FDA will crush him. Yeah. You got to be careful of those evil, corrupt bastards out there. Like I keep saying, they don't want to heal you. They want to keep you sick and make billions off you. So people like you and anyone else, like the lemonade diet guy, that wants to try and do good for people, they get stepped on or crushed or thrown in jail or some of them maybe even killed. It's crazy. Those were the good old days, eh, Darlene Miller? Darlene Miller says, I lived in the hippie era during the Vietnam War. I remember going to concerts and some people would run around naked. They also had tents set up for those who would OD. Yeah, it was crazy back then, but it was a crazy life back then. Crazy. Woodstock and all that stuff, right? Crazy. I don't know what Gmail means, John. I don't know if the spelling is, if that's the right spelling or whatever, but. Yeah, stress is definitely the silent killer. Most of your medical conditions, your diseases, everything, anything bad that happens to you physically, medically, whatever, one of probably the first triggers is stress. Stress probably causes everything. Like if we could get stress out of our life, we probably have half or less than half of the bad diseases and symptoms and everything we have. Yeah, John says, Darlene, you sound like you had a lot of fun. Yeah, there was a lot of fun to be had back then, that's for sure. Wild and crazy, yeah. Oh, there you go. Diana Duchess says she's from the Vietnam era, a veteran of the Vietnam era. And Darlene says, thank you for your service, Diana. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, John's trying to figure out if Billy got that. I didn't get it either. That's your email, Gmail, Geemale. That's it, John? Wow, Carl, that's crazy. Carl Simpson says his brother was in Vietnam in 67 and 68. And so glad he made it back. Yeah, I'm so glad he made it back too, because a lot of people didn't. Wow, that's crazy, eh? This is a crazy time, eh? Crazy time. And none of that ever had to happen. None of these wars had to happen. None of them. None of them. Which is crazy. And you know, we're really happy that people wanted to serve the country and all that. So, even under the fact that they were brainwashed and had the wool pulled over their eyes of why they were there. But it's really nice to hear some of the people still here that went and served and did what, you know, was right. Okay, well, actually it's an hour and 41 minutes. Wow, that's the longest ever. Wow. I thought it was just coming up to a half, 1.5, but there we go. Anyway, I've had a great time. I hope you all have had a great time. And I think it's time for me to go. I really think my girls are probably wondering what's up with me. Whoops. But it's been great, and look forward to the video coming out on Tuesday, and every other video after that. But it was great to have this sit-down chat with all you guys again. It's a lot of fun, you know. I know it's so many things come up and so many different people talking about so many different things. It's really cool. It's a blast doing these lives. But anyway, I do have to go. I have to take care of my girls, sadly enough. Otherwise, we could sit here for hours and hours and have lots of fun and chats. But I think the little girls, they don't know any better, and we're probably the most important of all. The children and the little pets. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for a great conversation, talks, and wonderful information and stuff. And I'm sure we're going to see you around a lot more. And just keep on keeping on and keep on hanging out with us. So you guys all take care. Yeah, it was a great group today, eh, Billy? Mr. Billy T, unedited. That's tricky to say, unedited. It kind of doesn't roll off the tongue, unedited. But it's cool. Oh, Curry 906. Glad you could make it. We're just wrapping up here. Sorry you got here so late. Cheers, cheers. Curry 906. I don't believe I've ever met you before or seen you around before. I believe you're new. It looks that way. Oh, excellent. But sadly, Curry 906, we are now just wrapping it up. I have to go take care of my girls. I'm sure they want to stretch their legs, go for pee and stuff like that. And they're fine and dandy. It's really cloudy here, nice and cool, but you know, they get bored after a while, and like I said, they don't understand, so that's what we're gonna do. Oh, you're not new, Curry. Oh, you probably haven't commented that much. That's probably why. Probably why you don't comment much, but you watch a lot. A lot of people watch my thing all the time, but almost never comment. Some people have never commented, they just watch. Duck eggs. Oh, duck eggs. Duck eggs. Curry 906. Is that Wayne? Wayne? Or is that Steve? It's either Steve or Wayne, but I think it's Wayne. Curry 906. Duck eggs. Okay, I think I know who it is. So Carl Simpson says, see you next time, Kent. Have a great night. I will. Thank you very much, Carl. Thanks for showing up. John says, have a great day, everyone. Everyone have a day. Oh, well, you said yup and yep. You can't be both Steve and Wayne. Now your Curry 906 says, yup, yup, and yup. Wow. I know it's Wayne, right? It's Wayne. I'm pretty positive of that. Anyway, great to see you finally show up, Wayne. We're going to take off now, though. You missed a bit of the show, but you can always watch it from the beginning again. Anyway, you've probably been around all this time and just finally decided to say something. Anyway, I can just keep babbling and going on and on and on about everything and talking to you guys all day long, like I've already said. So I really do have to switch this off. Go get the girls and go stretch my legs, their legs, and everything. Happy Harvest, John. Oh. Okay, guys. You all take care out there. Stay safe. Stay healthy, and fight off those evil, corrupt people that want to do us all harm and shut this world down and shut us all down, individuals. Stay safe and stay healthy, okay? We'll talk to you real soon, and thanks for showing up again. Ciao for now. Okay, which is it? This one? Yes.